welcome back to Stackhouse Knives. Thank you so much for watching this week's stream video. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So if you've just tuned into this video, this is kind of a frequent video that I've been doing every Wednesday evening, where I do a little bit of blacksmithing, a little bit of talking about what I've done and what I'm doing. Last week was a kiradashi, little small craft knife, which I finished, and it's on the bench over somewhere. I'll find it for you later on. And the plan of attack for this evening's stream will be to make a leaf. So I'm going to be using a bar of mild steel, which is actually in the fire now. The bar of mild steel will be will be transformed into a leaf. So I've got with me some plastilina that I'm going to be using, and I love using this stuff. It's great. I don't know why people don't use this stuff more, but so that's it. That's it there, and it's really soft. It's like Play-Doh. So I'm going to transform this into a nice round bar, like that. And that'll kind of represent the same size of bar that I've got in the forge at the moment. It's going to hop into my knee now. Sore off my knee. To start making a leaf, I'm going to start to create a point on the steel. So I'm going to start to taper the section so it's quite flat and round at the moment, and I want to create a taper. So I'm going to square it off first and taper the steel just by squishing it like that. It's going to be a little bit harder on the power hammer, on the anvil and hammer, but yeah, like that. And then once I've got that kind of cross section, it's going to look really cool. And then I'm going to take quite a short taper after that steep taper to almost round it like this. So it's got kind of a very broad point to it, like a very broad bullet, I don't know. So that's the plan of attack for the first heat. What I'll do is go and forge that, then you guys can see what I've done with that, and then hopefully I'll show you what I'm doing next, and then I can get it up to shape, but making that shape. So yeah, if you're watching the stream, thanks so much for tuning in this evening. If you this is the first time you've tuned in to the stream, thanks so much for watching. And these happen in every single Wednesday evening before my evening class that I teach. And so it's just a stream, me demonstrating steel forging, just really fun, really simple. I hope you have an awesome evening, and I'd love to hear from you if you are watching, and let me know how you're enjoying it, and if you are enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, tell me as well. That'd be great. I'm going to get my safety gear on and start forging the steel. Grab my mask. So that's where we are at this stage. So I've gone and tapered it, but I've also made quite a short shoulder. It's almost exactly the same size as what I was guesstimating. So that's a good sign. So once I've got that shape, as it cools down, you'll start to see the shadows in the metal a little bit more. You can kind of see it now. That's good. Now I'm going to take a tapered point. So I'm going to put this back in the fire and then come back. So I'm going to come onto the edge of the anvil and start making a kind of an hourglass shape. So if you want to think about, I've got it really thick here, but I want to keep it thick here but not here. I want to push the metal this way and this way, like so, to create kind of a narrow point of the yeah, of the cross section, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. So once I've created that narrow point, I've got a little bit more neck, and that'll be the stem for the leaf, and then this part will actually start to form the rest of the whole body of the leaf. So that's going to stay there for a while. I want to widen this guy out, and to do that, I'm going to be using a peen hammer to spread the material this way, like so, and kind of work my way along. This stuff's so great to work out how and where the steel's going to go. I really love using this material, so I'm just going to keep hammering it. I'm going to get this nice kind of almost spade shape. So I'll see how much I can get done in this particular heat. Yeah, and once I've got to essentially that shape, I'll continue doing the rest of the explanation and demonstration of that. So I'm just going to check some comments really quickly. Look at my phone like an absolute weirdo. And yeah, let's see how it goes. J.R. Wilson, thank you so much. You made it this week. Cool. That's nice. Christian, a leaf, my nemesis. I can't do one. Just try. See how it goes. Linda Hobbs, lovely to have you watching the stream. My 2 Stackhouse knives are my prized possession. Hi Shea, watching from you live from San Francisco. Cool. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, you were pretty much my first sale of a knife, Linda. So that's awesome. And let me know if they need sharpening, because I would be really cool. I'm really keen, and it would be really cool for me to sharpen a knife that old. So yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning into the stream, and I will get onto this. Now hang on, what's happening? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure we've got connection still. Cool. Sweet. So I'm going to go back to the fire now and do that. Whoops. And we'll see how we go. Okie dokie, so that's where we are at now. So I've just got to narrow that section. I don't really mind how rough the surface is looking right now, because that's going to tidy itself up at a later stage when I start to flatten it out. But no, that's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to take another heat, because I ran out of time, and I want to flatten this guy out. So I've got this kind of, whoops, without burning my fingers. I want to flatten that guy out so it's a little bit wider. So once I've got that in place, yeah, I can start getting a bit more leaf shape with it. Yeah, so if you just joined the stream, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I'm making a leaf for this evening's stream, and yeah, this blacksmithing quite a simple, ornate kind of shape, nothing really tool related or functional. A little bit more pretty, a bit more dainty as well. But yeah, that's essentially the plan for this evening, and we will put this guy back in the fire and get it ready for another heat. Okay, so that's what I want, and that's the shape that I'm going to get. So once we get to that stage, I might just jump ahead a little bit now anyway, but I'll furthermore widen this section to get a bit more of a natural kind of leaf shape to it. All those curves and things that you put into the leaves, Christ. You can use like a ball peen hammer, put that in a vise, use another hammer and peen over to create that curvature that a leaf has. So you've got that kind of concave nature underneath the leaf where it doesn't absorb as much sun, and then you've got the top section of the leaf to yeah, photosynthesize, if that helps you out. And then once you've got that, we'll probably start looking towards the neck of the piece and getting a bit more shape happening with that guy. What I'm probably planning on doing, which I'm kind of going to spoil a bit for you guys, but I'll taper the neck of the leaf out. It won't quite look like this, but I'm just not going to interfere with this area quite yet. But I'll hopefully just taper it out to a nice long doodacky like that. And then I will put a bit of a spiral into it. And once I've got this kind of pretty little spiral, I think that'll be quite nice to put a cord through, or a thread, and it could be lovely to wear. So I'll do that, and that'll be good. But yeah. Hey Lena Stackhouse, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, I'm going to get back onto flattening this guy. Okay. Yeah, she's hot. So, a little bit more like a leaf. Looking like a leaf. Yeah, so I'm going to take another heat for this guy, and we will get a bit more form and a bit more shape. You can see sideways, it's still quite thick. I want that leaf to be a little bit thinner, so it's light and not so heavy. Otherwise it'll be a bit of a pain in the backside if it was a really heavy leaf. Yeah, so anyway, I'll put that back in the fire, but for those that have just joined the stream, thank you so much for watching. I'll be making a small little blacksmith leaf shape, form, whatever, and that essentially will be well, it'll be completed over this evening's stream. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'd love to hear the comments from you guys to see how you're going. Yeah, let me know if the stream is working well on your end, if you're getting a good picture, if the audio is good. I'd love to hear that from you guys. It's just the best way that I can know that the stream is working very well. Yeah, so I'll put this guy back in the fire. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope we're all having a nice evening, chilling out. You may be in another country. You may be in New Zealand, you may have finished work and you're on your way home. If that's the case, then yeah, if you're at home already, thanks for watching. And if you haven't started work yet and you're doing night shift, then I hope this video kind of helps cheer you up before you start work. And yeah, that would be good. But no, a leaf is really good. So yeah, just a quick talk about this stuff. This is plastilina. It's really malleable. It's literally what most small kids will play with when they're learning to play with their hands and work things out. I love this stuff, and at a really early age, my parents will probably back this up, but I use this stuff all the time, and I still use this stuff to this day because it's so good at describing what's happening before I do it. And this is a really great communicator between the steel that I'm working and that's in the fire there, and what I need to do to give me that form and that shape. So much like clay and ceramics, it has that same property where the volume and mass can be pushed and pulled and moved to the directions you want it, opposed to more subtractive based sculpture where you have to use a chisel and a hammer to get rid of the material to find the shape inside the block of marble, just as a hypothetical way of saying it. But yeah, because I've got the mass here, I can basically make it longer, and then if I don't want it longer, I mean, to a point, steel doesn't work exactly the way that this is, but I can push the material back into itself, And yeah, I've just got a lot of control and a lot of workability with this stuff. So that's why I use it in the classes that I teach, and for this evening's class after the stream, and also for when we are doing videos. I think, yeah, this is good stuff, but I'm rambling now. I will get on to heating and beating the next stage of the leaf. Alright, so progress is looking good. So yeah, you can see how the shape of the leaf is starting to form out quite nicely. Just applying a few more blows on the surface of the steel has given me a really good surface. Thanks Jared for letting me know the audio and the visuals on the stream are working well. That's awesome, and it is just off my mobile phone, so that's really choice to hear. And you can also see that I've got a little in the right lighting. A little bit of a line in the base of the steel. That's going to be kind of like a visual area where the vein's going to start. Now I'm going to start working on the back part of the steel to make that little swirl and that twist. And once I've got that twist in place, I'm probably going to chop this guy off at one stage and freeform it just with a pair of tongs and not being attached to this long piece of mild steel. Hi Justin, thanks so much for joining the stream. What type of steel are you using for tonight's project? It's just mild steel, it's not that fancy, it's really simple. Yeah, just mild steel, nothing fancy. So yeah, I'm going to get a bit more base happening with this guy. I now have to make my attempt to prevent the surface of this stuff to stop oxidizing too much, because I love the finish and the surface of that guy. Lighting is not being forgiving for me. There we go, you can see the finish. So it's really nice. I want to prevent that oxidization, so I want to put the heat in the middle of the neck of the leaf, and then I'm going to get a bit more of a shape happening with this guy. So yeah, put it back in the fire again. It's quite a small, simple project, so yeah. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. AJ missed the start. What you making? I'm making a leaf, mate. I'm making a really simple leaf. Nothing fancy. From mild steel as well, so hey. But nah, it's going to be good. I'll just turn the choke down on my forge so that it's not drawing in as much oxygen, but it's also kind of pumping fuel in. Kind of waste fuel, but that's fine. It's more that it's trying to prevent oxidization from forming on the flat faces of the leaf, and then I can start working on the neck of the leaf. So yeah. So that's the plan. I'm going to have this kind of shape, but obviously it's longer, and draw this guy out a little bit more. So I actually have to get it quite long. You'd be surprised how long you actually have to get this guy. Oops, let's move it up a bit before I can twist that guy around. But in the steel version, I want to probably get it about maybe 60 mil long and quite a nice parallel form to the piece, and then kind of a very faint taper towards the top. Something like that would be good. Then I'm going to twist this guy over itself, so I might twist it over and then over a couple of times like so. So it kind of just sits, and then it'll kind of be offset like that. I want to just tilt it a little bit like so. Give me a bit more of a I don't know, a little bit more of an ornate kind of shape to it. So I think that could look quite pretty. Once I've, and obviously I'll do that, but I need to also put a little bit of a vein and some curves into, or bulges into the face of the leaf. So the positive curvature face will need to, where the sun absorbs all the energy. Yeah, but I want to get that kind of positive shape like that, and then obviously on the receiving end something a bit more negative on the other side. So yeah, but that'll be soon. I have a toe ball of all tools from a car, and I dropped that into the hardy hole in the anvil, the little square hole here. So once I drop that guy in there, I can start working on a curved face and sort of tapping that guy with a smaller anvil. But yeah, so that's the idea. But if you've just joined the stream, thank you so much for tuning in this evening, and I hope you're having an awesome evening as well. I'd love to hear what you're up to. Yeah, and thanks so much for all the comments, AJ. Yes, Play-Doh demonstration for the one. Exactly, like this stuff, I don't know why it doesn't get used enough, but it literally moves exactly the same way. It's a lot softer, but it moves the same way as steel, and it is such a... It just removes the headaches of working out how something works before you even do it. So learning to move the mass before you move it, especially in steel when you've got a limited hammering time, that makes it a bit tricky to work because you've only got 15 seconds on smaller pieces, and then maybe 25 to 30 seconds on a larger piece as well. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream. I'm going to be hammering the steel again, and we will get some progress done on our leaf. Should be fun. So as expected, a little bit more progress on the neck. So this is a lot longer now. I want to get that guy a little bit longer before I choose to chop it off and start working this guy by hand. But essentially that's the plan, and I'll put that in for another heat. So yeah, yeah, I do these streams every Wednesday. I'm gonna come back actually. I'm gonna come back. I'm back now. Yeah, so we do these streams every evening, Wednesday evening, just before my blacksmithing class. So essentially I've got enough time just before the end of the day to whip up a little stream like this for you guys, just to see what I'm doing. Some of the projects I just kind of think about on the spot, and then the other ones are something I'm like, oh, I want to try that, I haven't done it, let's see how it goes. But yeah, no, it'll be good. Sorry, I'll be quiet now, AJ. Oh. You can keep talking. It'll probably just be me and you on the stream anyway by the end of it. Anyway, yes. So it's really good plasticine. It's good to play with. What else? I'm ahead of time on my stream. How are we going for time? We're going pretty well on time. Only got about 13 minutes to go, maybe. See how we go. But it's about half an hour. Usually that's my time on how long the videos will be for. Yeah, no. So, but if you're welcome to put a suggestion on what you'd like to see me make in the following week, if you want to. Pardon me. Yeah, I don't know. Hope you all have enjoying the stream, and yeah, if you're chilling out at home, it's Wednesday, so halfway through the week, which is good. I'd love to hear how the stream is going on your end, whether you're in New Zealand or if you're in another country. It's really good for me to know that the stream is working well for you guys, and it's just working well. I like to know, so that would be choice. What else? No, that's about it. So that's probably ready to go. So I'm going to go hammer the steel again and get the shape of that leaf a little bit more, the neck of it a little bit more pronounced. But we're aiming for that shape this evening, okay? A little bit more progress. You can see the neck of the leaf. It's a little bit more pronounced and looking good. I'm going to probably hot cut that off very soon, but I'm going to go back to the blades of the leaf to start giving that form and that curvature to it. And I'm going to use a flat hot cutting tool, one I made in the previous stream, to make some little incisions to represent the veins along the outside face of the leaf. Yeah, but it's going to look good. So yeah, hope you enjoy the stream. Oops, okay, so if you're still watching, this is the tool I'm going to be using, my modified tow bar, and I just ground the thread away so it's square and it fits in my honey hole. It took me probably 5 minutes to do. But that's the shape I'm going to be using, just to give myself a bit of curvature to the leaf, and I want to give it like a double curvature to keep the leaf facing down, and then have the blade sort of curving upwards. I might give it a little bit more of an ornate shape to it as well, but we shall see what we have in store. So we'll get on to it now. I'm going to use a lighter hammer, something a bit lighter, maybe this one. Okay, so you can see a bit more progress. Oops, if I hold it in the right angle, Shay. So that's the outside of the leaf. I haven't kind of pushed the veins in as much as I'd hoped, but that's fine. And then I've actually used a ball pen hammer just to push the inside out. I'll do a little bit more on that guy and then chop off the vein. bend around and we'll be done. Alright, I'm gonna be a weirdo and look at the screen again on comments. I've been seeing people hammer them into a gift out of piece, not to damage the previous forgings. Yeah, that's true. I should probably do that next time. Yeah, there's no excuses really on my part. But yeah, hogged out, not gifted. Friggin' autocorrect. Alright, okay. Yeah, I get you. That's all sweet. I understand now. Did I miss any comments? I think I may have. Tim Steele had a little face. Sorry, not a face, a little hand. Thanks, Tim. And I think I'm up to date on the comments. But yeah, thanks for joining in this evening's stream. And yeah, we're getting closer to the leaf shape. Getting closer. So yeah. Alright, won't be long. On the leaf. These are quite quick heats and I'm kind of going forward and back from the forge quite quickly. So, if lighting would like to be good, so that's the outside of the leaf there, and then the inside, kind of a bit more rough. So you can see that vein quite nicely now. So I'm going to chop off this material and put it back into the fire and start forging out the rest of the material. I'll probably use some needle nose pliers to bend the material around on itself to give me that nice spiral in our little mock-up there, so you can see that. Yeah, but about 60mm tall by around maybe 8mm thick, something like that, with a parallel to about 40mm and then maybe a distal taper about 20, but not too much with distal taper. Yeah. So I'm going to be using my Hot Cut Hardy tool, this little dude here. So that's going to go back. That's going to go into the what's this thing called again? Angle. That's right. So it's going to go in there like that, and it'll hot cut the material off for me a little bit easier. You can use an angle grinder or something else to cut the material off if that works for you as well. But if it's already hot and it's going to take you 30 seconds to get it hotter, then I would recommend just hot cutting it because it's only a small amount of material and it's mild steel, so you can keep cutting that thing forever. And you wouldn't even need it hot. So I'm going to hot cut that off now and get a little bit more progress on the leaf. Okay, so progress on the leaf. It's been chopped off. That's the shape, and we're nearly 16 mil. I might have to chop a little bit more off, but that's okay. We need to do that. Yeah, looking good. Put it back in the fire. Get it ready for another heat. Alright, thanks so much for, if you're still watching, you're watching all the way through, that's awesome. Thank you very much. What else? Yeah, you put out a suggestion on what you'd like me to make on the next stream in the evening. Something simple, not silly, would be good. I don't know, something to be done in half an hour. Sometimes I go a little bit over time, like last week's was the kiradashi, which was still quite hard to get all done in one stage, but I got the general shaping and forging done, which is the most exciting bit for the stream anyway, completed during that stream, which was good. Yeah, I don't know, suggestions, something more ornate would be quite cool. I do like functional things, I like making something functional, hence why I love making knives. They're a tool, but they're also pretty. So that's cool. But yeah, I'll get a little bit more done on this leaf and we'll see how we go. Yeah, chop a bit more off. Okay, so I thought I'd just put that taper in there, can't see on that angle. So I had to chop a little bit more off, but that's fine. I'm just going to thin out the rest of the, excuse me, the rest of the stem and get a little bit more of a, I don't know, leaf profile to it. And then I'm going to spin that dude around like so and give me that shape. And I think once I've got that done, that'll probably be the end of the stream. And yeah, but this is how to do a leaf. It's pretty simple. Not really. Yeah. Someone was knocking. No one was knocking. Yeah. I'm going to get a bit more shape happening with this guy. Get a little bit more shaping with that guy done, and then I'm just going to get my needle nose pliers, grab the very end and just twist it all the way down so that I get kind of like that shape. We'll see how it goes. Hi, Shay. Time. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, sweet. Cool. Yeah.
It's a constant exercise of review when you're always like, oh, I always just change the shape of it. Yeah, no, go. That's a good idea.
Okay. Oh, my tongue, my pliers don't work very well. So I'm just going to bend that guy around without burning myself. Before it cools down too quickly. A little bit more work. Alright, see if we can bend the rest of this over without running out of time. Cool, it kind of snail shelled a little bit too much, but that's fine, I actually quite like that. If I can just quickly bend it back. Not quite. I'll take one more heat and just twist it around a little bit to make it look more leaf-like. Right. So we are nearly done. Great suggestion on a bottle opener, Jared. Thank you. That's a good idea for this next evening stream. And yeah, we can do that. How's it going? Like so close to being finished right now. Alright, so that is the leaf pretty much completed. You can get it in the right light, you can see it properly. Cool, and yeah, that's the end of the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening, and yeah, stay tuned for next Wednesday's stream. Bye bye.